and fish the camera back there, see what we can see. Oh yeah, there's a lot of gold in here. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. So this here behind me is a new to me mine, and I'm gonna show you guys how I go about prospecting these spots. And check out this old tobacco tin I found. There's a pipe drawn on it right there. That's pretty darn neat. So here's the dump, and I'm already getting some clues. It looks like we got like a quartzite type rock with quartz intrusions, and this has a little bit of iron mineralization on it. So potentially our ore is in the quartz. We don't know yet, but certainly we see a lot of mineralization in this material. Not a whole lot of sulfides. Looks like an old telegraph post. The insulator would have gone on this here peg, and since somebody's repurposed it into something entirely different. We're coming across all kinds of interesting rocks that look similar and characteristic to ore in this area. See this big old mass right here? This rock has some nice iron banding in it. This is a little bit more like a quartzite. This is quartz up here. There's a tiny veinlet running through the middle. And all this stuff's pretty highly mineralized. Now this is what we're looking for. Here you can see an actual vein, slightly vuggy right there and there. This is probably the type of material they were chasing. So we're walking up the dump here. You can see this mountainside is rough, weathered granite. We got some more digs up there, so we're gonna crawl all the way up and explore. But coming up here to where the adit should have been, I definitely see something. We have stacked rocks here, cut wall, and it looks like we got a trench going in. Let's go take a look. So I've never been back here, so I don't know what we got. Ah, I see. So here on the left wall, we got solid granite. That's where the adit is. On this side, we got solid granite. And here in the middle, it's also granite, but it's cut in a different plane. It's separate from this wall. We got this kind of dike, slippy material here, and then solid granite again. So they decided to tunnel in on this material here, and it looks like this mine has been reclaimed, i.e. gated by the federal government. We're gonna crawl down here, shine a light in, and see what we can see. All right, it's a little tight. Let's crawl down here. Whoa. It's a pretty nice gate. Too bad it's not a door. We got an opening up here. Let's take a look in here. So we have some timbers on the floor, and it looks like the mine goes back as far as we can see about 80 feet, and then it cuts off to the left. And so far it looks like they're tunneling in on solid granite. I don't see a whole lot of mineralization. Maybe some right along this contact here, about 3-4 inches wide. Maybe that's what they were chasing, following it back. Maybe it grew bigger, maybe it was wider down here. And potentially it intersects with other faults and veins back there, enriching it. Overall, this looks like a pretty safe adit. It's dry, it looks pretty sound. We do have more mineral up on that upper right. If you can see up there, it's about 1.5 feet thick. So maybe that's the vein they were on. So sadly, this here adit's all blocked off. If I find anything to take a sample of, I will. I'll surely take a sample of the tailings. Actually, I am seeing mineralization on this footwall here, and that's more than likely what they were chasing. We're gonna head on up, see if there's any other adits open, look for mineral indicators, look for some rocks, look for some ore samples, see if we can't figure out what this mine's all about. So we have cliffs up on that side, a trough all down in here, and then again, cliffs up here. And what I'm seeing, the workings are along the cliff where this meets the bottom. At the foot of the left cliff, I'm seeing indicators that they probably saw. We have a large quartz band about 1.5 feet thick from here to here, squished in between this granite. If we follow that quartz band up, it comes up here. You can see it, that's solid quartz. Up through here and then kind of disappears away into the mountain. Up here we got a quartz crystal growing, so we're gonna have to keep our eyes peeled for actual crystals. It's pretty darn cool. This is very coarse-grained granite. Here's our second tailings pile. We're gonna go up here and see what we can find. So we're climbing up the second tailings pile here, and it looks like there's a depression up here. if there's gonna be an adit or a shaft, it's gonna be back in here somewhere. Let's hope it's open. Oh, we got the shrub growing over. It's a giant fallen boulder. Here at the old adit entrance, I'm seeing 3 different kinds of wall rock. We got granite. Just below that, we got quartzite. And here we got some floaters of gneiss. Now there's a big drape over this adit. I don't know. Kind of looks like there's a dark spot behind there. Who the heck knows what's in there? So the void would be back in here. Let's see if we can get in there somehow. So it really looks like that. It cuts back in here. There's a huge, maybe 10-foot boulder right here that certainly isn't going to move. And this shrub here looks like it's grown right where the adit would have been. I see some dark voids back in there. I just don't know if I can get in. It doesn't look like I can get into this adit here, but we do have some treasure. I see some rusty metal over there, some glass right here. And what do we got? This is an old bottle top. It looked like it has a handle here, and there used to be one on this side, but it is a screw top, so it isn't super old. But that's pretty darn cool. Above the adit, we seem to get stronger mineralization. This is a thick quartz band that's highly mineralized. Some vugs, a couple cubic spaces, and it's looking pretty darn interesting. Up in front of us, I got this giant granite wall. Looks like there's a little pocket in here, potentially a vein exposure right there, so we're gonna go check that out. This giant granite slab, it does push this way, so it's possible that this could have deflected the vein out in this direction. We're gonna hike up around here, take a look. We're also gonna look around this point. I'm seeing some loose debris down here, and if I follow it up, looks like we have another tailings pile, and that it is off the deflection of this here granite, so it's possible that the granite pushed the vein. So we're gonna go take a look at that and see if it cuts up that way or further in that direction. All right. It's possible at the base of this granite could be an enriched zone. But this lighter colored material, see how it's hard? That's clay. And from up here as well, we have a little mound with a little bit of a depression. And we have some old timbers up here, so there could be something cool hiding. Here's another one. This is so weird. And above, we got granite. Granite stops where that deflection wall was when it went this way. And we got tailings piles there. And another pile over here. That's an old hand-hewn timber. Got some big nails in there. Round-headed. And we clearly got a little bit of a dump pile here as well. And it's actually not that little. Now, where were you coming from? Ooh, I see that. It came up here, and there's a substantial pipe sticking out of the ground right there. We're gonna go up there and take a look at it. That doesn't look like your typical reclamation bulldoze shut shaft, but who knows? At this third adit, I'm starting to find the stuff right here. I'm gonna take some samples. We're gonna crush these and pan them, see if we have any free mill in here. You can see all of that iron mineralization. Right here's a vuggy vein. So since this area is nice and flat, there's almost certainly an adit going back in here, but it looks like it's all sloughed in. Some more mineralization. And we're coming up on that pipe right here at this granite face. So the adit probably went in down here, back this way. We have another large sizable dump above this, so hopefully we got something up there we can see, or some vein exposure. Yeah, reclamation cap. That looks interesting. Quartz, a lot of mineralization. Got some quartz crystals growing. And oh man, you can see there's a depression down in here. There would have been an adit or a shaft there. Let's hope it's open. Oh, bummer. This was definitely an attic going back in here. There's no evidence of it being graded, so this is one of those where likely this material is sloughed in, and you could probably dig it out here and find the old attic and go back in there. So we've got about 10 pounds of samples so far. Look at these bands in this granite. They were squished and curved. Go up off in this direction. The attic, the top one's over there, so I bet you whatever event happened here, this rock got squished, bent, and probably pushed the vein that way. Now the attic went in there, but I would almost think it cuts up that way, so maybe we'll go poke around up there, see if we can't find anything interesting looking. So here's a quartz band. Doesn't look particularly interesting, but we're in the right zone, so you want to keep your eyes peeled. This is a great spot where we can crawl down and see if there was an actual fault or what plane they were following in on. So far it looks like fairly boring granite. We do have some iron mineralization here and some mineralized banding as well. So we're going to follow that over. This is clearly where they were going in. We have another plane of granite, but it's at a different angle. It's flatter than this side. See? Goes like this. This side goes like this. So down here at the contact, this is likely what they saw that made them interested and want to dig here. Is that quartz? So yeah, we have quartz. We have quartz and higher iron mineralization right there. Quite a bit of it. And this is what they saw at this contact zone between these two planes of granite. Tunneled in and found gold. There's something shiny right there. This giant granite boulder. Kind of looks like we might have a hole going down there. Let's go take a look. That could be an animal den at this point. Oh yeah. All right. Now this is what I'm talking about. There it is. Is the attic right behind here? Look at that. We got some white and rusty material. Oh, what's in there? And here's the void. I don't know how far back that goes. Does it bend around to the right? That's pretty wild. That might be the only place where we can see a little bit deeper into this rock. So I'm going to throw on a light and fish the camera back there, see what we can see. Going in. Try to twist this off to the right. Does it go in deeper? Does it go in deeper? I can't see past that point. Whatever is back there is behind this giant boulder. Now there's something different. That bright white. Thought it was snow at first. But it looks like a really bright white piece of quartz, which is uncharacteristic for right here. This is weird. Now this is bull quartz. However, there could be some mineralization on a plane if I can find where this is coming from. It's semi-rounded and weathered, so this, for being such a hard rock, has been at the surface for a very, very long time. There are little caves all over the place back here. Some up there. The biggest one I can spot is up in there. It's gonna be a little scary to look in there because those are good animal hideout dens. But man, this area is just so wild. Well, this is definitely something I didn't see from below. See, we have a wall here flat in the middle. Look at that. It continues all the way up. We have a wall here. This wall probably continues up here. There could be a hidden vein or fault right here. This gap continues all the way up. The only way to see if there's a softer vein in here is to dig down and or look for float pieces. Wild. I mean, that looks like ore. This one looks even more interesting. And then this one, look at this. we have sulfides in quartz. Got some chalcopyrite right there. Here you can see the iron banding. There's the gold in chalco. You can see that. And then you can, where it's more yellow and green, that's sulfides leaching out. There's pyrites. This is pretty darn cool. If this is up here, this must have come from somewhere right around here. Got oxidized hematites. Those are dissolved pyrites, essentially. Some kind of black, shiny mineral right there. Bunch of pyrite. Now this looks interesting. Where did this come from? Where did this come from? If I look over here, we have a huge quartz scattering. This follows down the hill. I'm going to explore that. There could be a hidden lode down here. Ooh. I just got cactused. See, this has some mineralization. We got cactus. I'm going to have to kick that out. So we clearly have a partially mineralized quartz vein right here eroding out of the hilltop. Pretty wild. Now this is looking better here. Where are you coming from? So you can see all the float here. I guess it's possible the vein of quartz runs down this way and is just cropping out at the surface right here. There's a pyrite in there at one time. It dips underground. Ooh, look at that piece. It has a lot more iron in it. This is definitely an interesting quartz reef outcropping. There's some sulfides up there, some more looking rocks. Who knows where that came from? We know the pinkish red quartz came from right here in situ, and the way I got here was by finding that white rock down there below, and it led me right to this spot. So further downhill, there's more and more of this material, and it's changing composition. This is clearly a reef outcropping of quartz here at the surface. Now that's looking like more mineralization. My guess would be that those are magnetites. So the vein continues down this way, down into this little ravine area. So it's bounded on sides by this granite wall again, but this is a different granite wall. There's more quartz. Quartz. More mineralized quartz right here. Look at that. It's a nice piece. Now where is that sulfide coming from? If only all that black was gold. Ooh. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that. Now that is interesting. Wow. This is good. This is really good, guys. Look at this. This is next to this quartz reef band, but look at that mineralization band right there in the middle, and it's solid quartz. Here's another buried piece. Is that the vein? So there's a quartz vein. This one's about 1 inch thick. All the way around, you can see it. But this looks interesting. This sure looks interesting right here. That's just off the quartz line. Quartz line. Come across right here, those pieces. We definitely got something interesting here to investigate. This is pretty neat. I'm gonna trace this a little bit further, see if I can't find an exposure or exactly where it's going, or if it gets better, or potentially find that sulfide. But this is how you find veins. You look for float, you follow the indicators, you look for the different rocks, and we do have different rocks here between the granite walls. Who knows, we might find a new bonanza. Here's a piece of slightly coarser grained granite with a whole bunch of magnetite in it. Now here's a bunch of quartz that's more iron mineralized. Look at that, it's starting to look really interesting. And it looks like this is just eroding out in place right here. What the heck is this? Totally different. than everything else. Super weird. Everything else looks like that around here. This is super peculiar. I wonder if there's a dike intrusion around here somewhere. I'm always looking for peculiar and different. Do you guys see anything different? Right there. These two rocks on this ledge are pretty weird. It's a piece of big schist, and that's kind of like a quartzite. This is granite. Those are rounded, both rounded. Now given they could have fallen from above, but this is just peculiar. I'm gonna flip these over, see if we got anything hidden there. Very peculiar. I don't see anything. There it goes. Here goes the second one. See, it's really curious though. It almost looked like somebody put them here. Too bad I don't have a metal detector with me. Maybe an old miner hit a couple coins here and he marked it so he could re-find it. Now I'm not seeing anything, but those two rocks definitely were weird. Time for a quick crush and pan. That's it. So that's our pan of material. It's roughly a little bit less than half of the volume of this big pan. Got a lot of dark heavies showing up here in the bottom of the pan. Since I got my magnet, we'll check for magnetite. And we got a little bit. Now we're down to almost all non-magnetic black sands. All right, let's take a look. So now I'm doing this backwards and left-handed. So it's not going to be as efficient as it normally is. Oh my gosh, I think I see gold. There's gold in here, guys. Oh yeah, there's a lot of gold in here. Look at that, boom, 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 boom. Ooh, I'm gonna have to pan this with my other hand. This is freaking amazing. There's a lot of gold in here. This is a great showing for the few rocks that we picked up. I'm super excited. And who knows, there might be worthwhile values in those tailings. This is freaking amazing. You know, we had a double handful of rocks, and obviously a few of them were winners. We're gonna have to explore these workings a little bit more, investigate that vein we found up top, and potentially see if we got worthwhile stuff in the tails. This is freaking amazing, guys. What a great day of exploring. You just can't beat it.